A lot of memories.
That's funny. So going back as a musician, after the polka airs, what other bands have you played with? Like on a full-time basis?
My brother got married, and he got a job which involved a steel mill, which involved turns and that, so we couldn't really dedicate it to. Everybody went by the wayside, and my next band was Ray J.
Okay.
And I played with Ray J for quite a few years then. And that was back in his more hunky days when he just had the one horn and clarinet. And when I went in, Sasha Gardner was with the group, and we had double horns or double sticks with Bobby Schutte and that. And yeah, I played with Ray J for quite a long time.
Nice. So who was your idol growing up from a polka, from a musician perspective? Like, who did you just stand in front of the stage and say, wow?
Well, naturally, Wally, Lush, and Eddie, and all the. Eddie kind of came a little bit later than like Wally and Lush, but I'll tell you what, the one musician that I idolize to this day, and to me he was the finest because of a lot of good, reed players out there, but the reed was always my favorite. Was by far Eddie Noga. He had his own style when he played with Wally, and then when he went with Little Richard. We followed Little Richards, became hot around the Pittsburgh area, and Eddie Noga, he just I was just mesmerized by him. And if you listen, anytime Eddie Noga's on an album, right off, with his chromatics, and right off the band. And to me, he has to be Chicago style, because there's a lot of great Eastern style clarinet players, crazy good. But to me, Chicago style, Eddie Noga was my hero.
Nice. So what was one of the favorite places you always enjoyed playing? Obviously Fedora's Grove, so you can't say that.
Fedora's Grove.
Okay, take Fedora's Grove out because that's locally. But what was one of your favorite places to play that you couldn't?
There were so many. Idor Park, another icon place to play, naturally. You would go in there, and some days there'd be thousands of people in there. And what was really unique about our times, and I got you by a few years, but back in our day, I'll tell you what, all the parents took their children. We were there was 4 of us, and my brother and my 2 sisters, and all the people, like the Zychowski, everybody had their kids there. And it was like, if you look back in the pictures of those days, it was like a teenage dance sometimes. Then Hardy's Pub. On a Friday night, I remember Eddie played there one time. Blazoinchik played there, and you had 1,000 people on a Friday night. And that was just all the time. That was Pittsburgh. But when you would go up to Connecticut, Windsor Locks and Bayway Polish Home, everywhere you went had somewhere unique. PACC Ludlow, we always loved playing there. And then your Michigans, Frankenmuth was always a, real honor to play there, and it was like really neat back. And there were just so many different venues. I can remember as a kid, Green Lawn Grove and Romulus, Michigan, and we played all over, and it was just every place had its uniqueness about it, and the people from each area, they're kind of a little bit different. Their cultures. You'd go up to Buffalo, and the different cultures in different areas, and really enjoyed them all.
But there's nothing like Fedora's Grove.
Fedora's Grove was it, brother.
Actually, I do have to admit, Idora Park. That's where I first heard Marion Lush, Happy Louie, and Scrubby.
We saw
all 3 of us.
We saw Marion Lush the first time he ever came into Pittsburgh. Bob Evans was a local DJ, and he had a show on. I forget it was I believe 1080. I forget the station's call letters, but anyhow, he had like the original, like one of the Chicago style polka. He brought all these guys around, and we would see Little Wally. But the first time Mary Lush was coming in was Fedora's Grove, and so we're all sitting around, after church every Sunday, 10:30 mass. We're sitting around, and we're going to see. And Jimmy Paul was another great, absolutely hilarious DJ. He was Greek. It wasn't Polish, but he did a very good job, presenting the Polish. So he's going, he's advertising Mario Lush. So we're going there expecting to see a girl, like Militia Dot or something. So we get up there, and there was Marion. And I'll never forget the Marion, Joe Colton on accordion, Eddie Ben Bennick. I forget the rest of the guys, but we saw Marion Lush first time. Wow. And I remember Fedora's Grove one time, Little Wally, 1,600 people on a Sunday. It was $2 to get in. And Wally, by the end of the night, he had the people from Fiedler's Grove, those who know Fiedler's Grove. There were so many people pushing against the bandstand, I will never forget. There were actually state cops locked, arm in arm, hold the people back.
Wow.
And it was hilarious.
What year was that?
Ooh, if I would have to guess, I would have to say that would be maybe like 61, 62.
Okay, 61. Wow. Cool. So you've traveled a lot with a lot of different bands, and you probably have tons of stories. What is like the wackiest, craziest story traveling with the band? It had to be with Andy Fanis in the Charlton.
Andy Fanis in the Charlton. Oh my God! You would get in a van. They would pick me up here in Cranberry, whether we were playing Michigan or Cleveland or whatever, and just to see Andy and Steve just constantly go at it, brotherly love. I mean, they could kill each other, but don't take either side or they'll kill you. But Charltons are absolutely hilarious. Some of the funny ones. Stashkolonka, he was a funny man. He would come here when, in later years, after he would use local musicians. He would fly in and pick him up at the airport, and he would stay here now and then, and just absolutely just hilarious. But the one time I'd be, if I didn't mention this, Weber would kill me. This is a funny story to the day. Okay, Joe DiPieta came down. He had some health problems, so Joe had to back down for a while, and I was honored Maui asked me to play, and I figured, well, he's desperate now. But anyhow, joined the band, and we're practicing most of our practice, and so we're playing Frankenmuth, Michigan. Now, you want to talk about nervous? Yeah, Weber did make me nervous. There you go, Weber. So our first tune was, at that time the album came out, we were doing Barbara Polka. So we're at Frankenmuth, and a whole 90,000 people in front, and everybody's waiting to hear, and that was my my first big road job with Weber, and my heart was up here. So, and I knew these songs. I know them to this day. Me and Maui were just laughing about it. I still know those parts to this day. Now, we're talking back in 85, 86, whatever it was. But, so here you go, Barbara Polka. I could do it in my sleep. You practice. That's all you're thinking at work. I'm at work and my fingers are going. So what do? Start out in the wrong key. So Weber, he's going, no, and he kind of takes his foot over and I'm on the end. It just kind of hits me, like, hey, and to this day we, I tease him about it, that's why I had to get my knee replaced. You kicked me, but that was absolutely hilarious. But he was such a perfectionist,
yeah.
and he always was, and and just. Those types of situations you laugh at, but at the time it wasn't funny.
Yeah, I can imagine. So let me ask you a question. If you look back on your whole career, both playing and producing, what would you say would be your greatest achievement?
My greatest achievement is sitting in front of this camera, being inducted to IPA.
That's awesome. Thank you. You definitely deserve it. Last question. There's so many people producing their own albums right now. Like, the industry has changed so much. You could buy equipment and you could record your own album. So if there's a young musician out there or a young band that wants to go make their own album, what would be the advice that you would give them? From somebody, a seasoned producer, what is that one piece of advice that you would give them? Well,
I've got to go back to old school. And if you see a lot of this, and I give credit to a lot of those out there, doing it with the digital and that stuff, but as a seasoned, number one, whomever may be a producer, somebody with the knowledge, and to get that different aspect, you playing polka country, you guys can hear it, but with any group, there's things that maybe somebody else could pick out different, that you don't see. And I know myself when I play, I'll go back and listen to the tape, and and there is nothing better than professionalism. Ramey, or his equal, which I don't think it will be, but I mean, these guys, a lot of them, and my hat's off to them, don't get me wrong. They'll go out and do it in this garage, and where do they get it mixed? They go to the best. So that's, so sometimes you got to spend the bucks in that, but you're dealing with professionalism there. And not that some of this stuff produces excellent, very, very good stuff, but I'm old school. That's just an opinion.
There you go. Well, Dave, this was awesome. We wish we could get together in person this year at the IPA, but unfortunately, the whole pandemic. But next year is going to be a really good time. We're definitely looking forward to you getting your awards and all that stuff. So anything else you want to say to the IPA or the listeners?
Listen, just everybody out there, let's just try to keep our polka music going. And I'm very thankful, very humbled for all of those who voted for me to get me into the greatest achievement of my life. I'd just like to wish, congratulate all the other ones. Bill Shabilsky, Billy and I go back a long, long, long way. Rick Rizutko, our former president, IPA, he's done tons of DJ for the polka music, and also for Tony Krupski. We did an album together. What a gentleman! All the brothers. What class act! And I'd just like to congratulate them also, and like to once again thank you very much for this honor.
Thanks, Dave.
You're quite welcome. Thank you very much.